Hi, and welcome to the Green with Tiffany podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Page, and in this show, we'll explore topics of sustainable living, all aspects of health and wellness of people and planet, and how we're all interconnected. Join us on this journey to live better and more sustainably by improving our health, our families, and the world with the choices that we make. Hi, welcome to the Green with Tiffany podcast. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the upcoming holiday. I can't believe it. Thanksgiving is here already. Where did the year go? I have to say it went by pretty quickly. I'm your host, Tiffany Page. And while I was thinking about Thanksgiving and the fact that more and more people will probably be gathering this year, maybe haven't seen each other for a few years. So this might be the first time. Of course, airline ticket prices are insane. So unfair to keep people from being able to see each other. But my focus today was more about the animals, about the turkeys in general. You know, people call it, oh, it's Turkey Day. What does that mean? How do we make it Turkey Day? It's Thanksgiving. It's a day to give thanks, a day to be with our family and our friends and to be grateful for all that we have. And somehow that kind act, I don't know, it doesn't seem to go hand in hand with slaughtering a turkey and having this giant turkey carcass on our dining room table. And so I am not telling people, oh, you got to be vegan, you got to be vegetarian, although that would be nice. But that's not the nature of what I'm speaking of today. It was more about creating a new tradition. We've created this tradition of having turkey on Thanksgiving from, I don't think it came back in, the turn of the 19th century. It became a popular dish to serve. But why can't we recreate it? Why can't we make it something different? I've always loved potato pancakes myself. That's like my go-to for Thanksgiving. So it was just something to talk about and just plant a seed of things that we could do different. You know, there's a shortage of turkeys this year, which also came to mind to talk about this. And like, so if there's a shortage, that means they're going to cost more, or you're getting, this cheap meat of people trying to, push out turkeys. So no better time than now to switch out and do something different, right? So the shortages are coming from particularly the avian bird flu, and something like 47 million birds and chickens had to be, culled or died because of the avian bird flu, and they wanted to reduce the spread. And it went over 39 states, I think. So that's a really big deal. And then that makes us ask, like, how are we getting this avian bird flu? What are we doing to these animals? What are we then ingesting? Maybe we should do something different. Maybe we should eat less. Maybe we should breed less. So it's just a question. And I know I've had people say, oh, you're yucking my yum. I want turkey. I get that. I'm not there to yuck your yum. I'm just here to challenge our traditions a little bit. Things that we've always done year after year does not mean we always have to do it that way. And Thanksgiving is not really about the turkey, though, is it? Isn't it about the gathering and the love and the warmth and fall and bringing us all together to have, a special dinner, whatever that dinner is. And there's so many side dishes always available that turkey only becomes just one of the many items that you put on your plate. So what if you didn't put turkey? That's all I was asking. So I was saying how I love potato pancakes, and I made them in fifth grade with my fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Kaufman. And wow, did I fall in love with those. And I know they're very much a Jewish tradition for Hanukkah, the latkes. And man, do I love them. So that's what I eat along with all the sides. I like all the vegetable sides that come along at Thanksgiving. Macaroni and cheese is a big one. You could do lasagna. You could do a pumpkin pot pie, do something different. That's cool. And a stuffed squash. And what's so cool about that is a stuffed squash as a centerpiece is quite pretty versus having the turkey at the centerpiece. Even when we did do turkey, when I was little, My grandmother would make the big turkey and she'd stuff it with stuffing and then sew it up. And the visual I have in my head from that is just really triggering, very alarming. And we were never really one to have the turkey on the table. And I think about, the true, really hardcore vegans. And when I don't know, I don't like to use the word hardcore, but the ones that are really in it for the animals. Some people that are in it for health. There's some that are in it for climate change, but there are many people that are in it because of their love of the animals and the compassion for these sentient animals. And to have that on the table, even though they want to be with their family and to be all gathered around while having this turkey as the centerpiece can be really hard. And maybe they don't want to be there. Can't enjoy themselves the same way. So although it'd be great not to have turkey, if you are going to have turkey, maybe could you do a different centerpiece? Could you have that turkey in the kitchen or in a different place where it's just not the main focus? And you can do, beautiful flower display, or like I said, a stuffed squash in the center. Lots of other things you could do. And I've had a vegan Thanksgiving with my mom. She was open to it, which I was sort of surprised. But I think she was just so excited to come and hang out with her daughter. And we watched a movie. It was just her and I that year. And we had a lentil loaf. I mean, I guess she just she didn't love it. She kind of liked it. So I get it. I get people that love turkey and they only have it the once a year sometimes. And this is their turkey day. But I just find that it just doesn't seem to it seems to go against, to me, what Thanksgiving is. Even though you're there and you're giving thanks and you're grateful and you're probably giving thanks for the meal on your table, this animal had to suffer and be tortured to be there for you. And I just don't feel that seems right to me. It seems so archaic that we're following through with something that was started so long ago when there were probably like 30 million people. And now you add 300 to that. There's 330 million people. That's not that sustainable. I mean, these turkeys are literally bred and killed for you to eat on Thanksgiving Day. Like 45 million birds in one day. Doesn't that seem odd? I find that to be very, very strange to me. I just can't wrap my head around it. So with these shortages, it's a great time to make a change. And not to mention, they're going to be way more expensive, right? So there's a whole economic portion of this. And if you're not doing organic, you're getting some really cheap meat, which is not good for you, not good for your health. It's not good for the planet. It's not good for our soil. I mean, there's so many things about it that's not good. And it's definitely not good for the animals, right? I think they're bred for, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, 16 weeks, and probably stuffed to get as full as they can to then be taken to slaughter. And turkeys are quite social animals. They are very much like dogs and cats, and they're very playful. And most of us don't know that because we've never encountered live turkeys, right? And maybe if we did, we would have a different relationship with the turkey. I've seen online people petting turkeys and hugging turkeys and having a whole relationship with the turkey. So I just question, does taste outweigh your caring for the animal? And I know for some people it absolutely does. And I mean, I used to like turkey too. Don't get me wrong. I ate turkey. I love turkey, and I'd only have it at Thanksgiving. But it doesn't feel good to me to eat turkey, especially at Thanksgiving. It just seems to go against what the holiday is all about for me. So this was just to raise the awareness, to just ask about maybe trying a new tradition, something a little bit different. And there's a lot of the faux meats, meat replacements. You can do those, and you can do those for Thanksgiving. I mean, I don't highly recommend those as a staple in your day-to-day diet, but it can definitely work for a holiday. But there's so many great vegetable dishes, and everyone takes the time to make something really different and special, and salads that really fills your plate. And you might not even realize that the turkey's not there. And then it has the tryptophan in it where you get super tired afterward. take your nap on the couch, right? So I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. I know people have told me, like, you're yucking my yum. I like turkey. I get it. I'm just trying to say that for one day, we really barbarically kill so many birds. I can't seem to wrap my head around it. And I just had to say something. So it's really about what the significance of Thanksgiving is to you. And I don't think it's lost by not having turkey. I think that it can actually be really enhanced, and people coming up with new ideas and new dishes. We really need food-based rituals that are consistent with our compassionate values. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are never going to stop eating meat, but you can maybe eat a little less. Try it. You might like it. That's the whole thing, is it's easier now than ever before. And if you try it, see how you feel. So I'm not necessarily saying, again, like I mentioned, these replacement meats. I don't think there's a replacement turkey one, and I eat them sometimes, and I definitely bring them to friends' homes so they don't have to go out of their way to do something really different for me. But I don't think that they're good for you as a regular part of your diet. They're very processed. And I do like a lot the Beyond Meat meatballs with spaghetti. It's almost weirdly addicting. So I don't think that's great. And they taste really good. But again, they're processed. So, everything in moderation. I'm all about moderation. I'm not about like, never do this, never do that, no alcohol, no this. I just think that doesn't make for a very happy person if you're really strict about things, if there's something that you really, really love. So then I would just say in moderation, less, do less. But I just think, especially for Thanksgiving, to create new traditions that when we give thanks, we don't have to thank this animal for giving their life for us, but we could give thanks for all the beautiful food we have on the table and the fact that the family and friends are all together enjoying this gorgeous meal that was created. So that's all. What does the significance of Thanksgiving mean to you? I hope you have a very happy, happy Thanksgiving. And thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. And I will talk to you next week. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share on Apple Podcasts. It would mean the world to me. You can find me at greenwithtiffany.com and on Instagram. Till next time, choose to care.